Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, well, before we get started, I want to say that my air conditioner is running in the background and it's a little loud, so if it's bothersome, I'm sorry. I apologize, it's like 90 some degrees today and I don't want to shut it off. But today's tutorial, we are going to be working on these Granny in the Circle decals for a canvas tote bag, which I think these are too stinking cute. And I think it's a fashion statement. You know, you're carrying around your project in your bag and you're just showing off your talent, right? So these are super easy to make. Of course, I will put the link in the description box for the canvas bags. I got them all from Hobby Lobby on sale for like $1, $2. They were pretty cheap. Now this one is a larger one and it has, oh, don't fall over. I am holding my phone for this intro so I can get back far enough to show you guys the whole projects. But this does have two pockets in the front. So there's that bag, and then we have this black one. Now this one only has this one on the front, but you guys can make the same circle and put on, you know, both sides of your bag. And then this one, I have this granny circle on, and then I experimented with a smaller, granny square or granny circle. I made this one with size 10 crochet thread, and it was a little small to go in the center, so I decided to offset it on the top right of the bag, and I think it's still cute. But this is today's tutorial. So I'm going to get my camera set up, and when I come back we're going to talk about the supplies. So I'll be right back. Okay, so got my camera set up and I am sitting down again. Now let's talk about what you're going to need. So I made these granny circles using 3-weight or size 3 crochet thread. And here's the thing. I know not a lot of people like using thread or want to go that little. So I want to say that I think that you could make this with a pretty decent size 3-weight yarn and use a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook and make your circle, and then stop when you get to a good size on your bag, like a good diameter on your bag, and then just work the last last 2 rounds of your circle. And I think it would be fine, because I mean, I understand not everybody can work with thread or, you know, that small. So try that, and, you know, just work the rounds as big as you would like it, and then work these last, I don't even have my hand on camera, hold on. So just, you know, work the normal pattern the way I show you, and then once you think it's almost big enough, let's say like that purple, then just work these last 2 rounds right here, and it should be okay. I mean, and you can do the same thing with a 4-weight and, you know, like a 4 millimeter crochet hook. It's just you're just gonna have to experiment with the size. But anyway, having said that, so these circles are 12 rounds. So some of them, like this one, is 6 different colors. So I started with the yellow and went to the blue and then did that 1 repeat. And the same with this one. This one is 6 different colors, but this one is 3 different colors. Let me show you. Well, actually, at the beginning of the video, you saw the different circles with the different colors. So, I mean, you could go crazy with the color choice on these. I really wish I would have gone 12 different colors with one circle, but I didn't. I never got around to it. I made enough and I thought, well, I'm happy with these, and I never got around to it. So if any of you make a 12 different color circle, in my description box there's links to my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, my email address is in there. Whatever social media platform you are on, or if you just want to email me, I would love to see the picture of that if you do the 12 different colors. I think that would be too cool. But anyway, so I went with, this is the one we're going to make in the tutorial today, and I used 6 different colors. And not even, you know, just past the color point, if you think of all the different ways that you could put the colors in order. So like the color order I did, I could have switched that up so many. Yeah, you could have just went crazy making these. And these bags from Hobby Lobby, when they're on sale, are super cheap. And they're decent. They're good canvas bags. I mean, you can get a lot in there. If I remember right, I think this one's like $2.99 normally, and so you can get them on when they're on like the 30% off, or I'm not even sure if I got it on the 30% off. I don't remember, but they were like $1 or something. They were really cheap, and I should have got more, but I didn't. But anyway, so like I said before, if you're gonna use a 3-weight and go with this, go with like a 3.5 millimeter hook. If you're gonna do a 4-weight yarn, go with a I'd go with a 4.5 weight or 4.5 millimeter hook, and just experiment and see how that works. But with the 3-weight or the size 3 crochet thread, let me show you guys a label. I always, with all of my thread, oh come on, I always take that label off and then tuck the label inside. And of course that one doesn't want to come out. There, here we go. This one will. So I use Aunt Lydia's Fashion number 3. And that, just in case you want to know, is the color Maize. And you are going to need a 2.75 millimeter crochet hook. Get you a pair of scissors and a needle to weave in your ends. So I went with a smaller one since I got this size 3 thread. Set it all up there. And then of course you're going to need one of your canvas bags. And then I used, now I got this from Joann's, but I'm pretty sure they have it at Walmart. It's all over the place. If you just Google Aileen's Original Super Fabric Adhesive. Now mine did come with this tube on with it. Totally not necessary. I ended up taking it off and then spent 20 minutes trying to clean the glue out of it just so I could put the lid back on this, because this doesn't come with a lid. It comes like this. You use this, but then when you want to, seal it up, you got to take this off and get all the glue out of that, or it's going to get like a rock inside there and then you just can't use this. So it's like, what's the point if there's no lid for that? But anyway, so, oops, I didn't mean to do that. So, get you some super fabric adhesive from Aileen's, and that's what we're going to use to apply the granny circle onto our canvas bag. And then something that is kind of, I guess it's not 100% needed, but it makes it easy, is a good little pair of tweezers, because what we'll do is like the spaces, like that black one, if you look right there, see that shiny spot right there? That's a piece of glue, and if you take a pair of tweezers, I'll just do it right here with you guys. You can get in there and grab the glue and it pulls right off. Just keep a hold of your work on the bag and just pull that the little chunks of glue out. I don't see any more on the camera, or I'd show you again, but at the end of the video I show you more. So yeah, don't laugh at my tweezers. These are old tweezers I've had a long time. But yeah, that is it. So it's super quick, super easy tutorial, and I love them, and I'm definitely going to end up doing more shapes than just the granny circle on a canvas tote bag. I mean, I could do a star, I could do all kinds of stuff. But okay guys, get your supplies together and let's get started. Okay, so to get started, we're going to take our first color and get a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to start with a chain of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're going to come down to this very first chain and slip stitch. Chain 1. Now I'm going to take this tail and pull that chain tight. Oop, get out of there. And now working over my tail and into the into the ring, we're going to work 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and we're going to repeat that 5 more times. So at the end, the last stitch we should work is the 6th chain 1. So we're going to repeat 3 double, chain 1 5 more times. So 1, 2, 3 double, chain 1. Now I am not going to make you guys watch me do this, so I'm going to get it done off camera real quick. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I worked that around. Get off there. So I have 3 double, chain 1, 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 3 double, and I'm going to end with my 6th chain 1. Let me double check to make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. All right, so my 6th chain 1, and now I'm going to slip stitch to my first double crochet right there. I'm going to slip stitch right in there. Chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. Just like that. Alright, so I'm going to set that color to the side. So now if you want to go ahead and weave in all your ends, you can. I'm going to go ahead and just wait till the end. But once you get that first row done, I want you to flip your work over. So the back of all those double crochets are facing you, okay? And get your next color, which I'm going to go with this purple. Of course, I didn't open it before I started this. But this color is called Plum. And there, got it out. Okay, so for round 2, we're going to get another slip knot on our hook. Make sure you have plenty of tail to weave in. And with the back of the double crochets facing you into any of the chain 1 spaces, we are going to attach right into it, into the chain 1 space with a slip stitch and chain 1. Pull that tail tight. I gotta get a drink. I feel like I just swallowed something. Alright, so now into that chain 1 space, we're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, all into this little chain 1 space. And you can work over your tail. I just realized I wasn't. So 3 double, chain 1, I'm going to scooch that over, and 3 double. I'm going to bring you guys in just a bit. I feel like you're really far away. There we go. Alright, so that's a lot better. Alright, so now we're going to chain 1 and jump to the next chain 1 space and work the 3 double. Chain 1 and right back in there with 3 double. Chain 1 and jump to that next chain 1 space and work your 3 double, chain 1, 3 double. And I want you guys to repeat that all the way around And once you work into the last chain one space, I'm going to come back and meet you there. 1, 2, one more double. Chain one and jump to that next chain one space. All right, so once you work into your last chain one space, right after that little slip stitch we ended the round with, right there's that chain one. I'm going to come back when I start that, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished round 2 and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of the 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, and I'm going to end the round with the last chain 1, and now I'm going to slip stitch to that very first double crochet right there. Right there. Slip stitch in there. Chain 1, pull up a loop, and we're going to cut. Pull that tail out and flip your work. So the last round you just worked, the back of those doubles are facing you, okay? All right, so that is the end of row 2. We're going to move on to row 3. So I am going to get my next color. And this is Copper Mist. Oops. Okay, I had to pause that. I didn't want you guys to have to listen to me open that package. All right, so I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook, and once again, make sure you got enough tail to weave in. There's, looks like glue on my desk right there. No, churchy. All right, so for round 3, we are going to slip stitch into any of the chain 1 spaces from our previous round. If you guys can hear him, he's trying to lay down on my notepad that I have my pattern written on. Can you, I have this back. You can lay there. Just, there you go. Just lay there. There you go, church. All right. I'm sorry about that. All right. Again, into any of the chain 1 spaces. It doesn't matter if it's the chain 1 of the shell or the chain 1 between the shells. Doesn't matter. Just slip stitch in there and chain 1 and pull that tail tight. And for round 3, all we're going to do is work 3 double crochet into the same chain 1 space that you attached into. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and I have a cat here. Chain 1 and jump to the next chain 1 space and work 3 double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Next chain 1 space, 3 double crochet, oop, oop, chain 1, jump to your next chain 1 space and work 3 double, chain 1. And that's all you're going to repeat all the way around. So I will meet you when we get to that last chain 1 space. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have repeated that around, and I ended with my last chain 1, and now I'm going to slip stitch to that first double crochet right there. Right there. Slip stitch, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. Pull the tail out, and I am going to go ahead and flip my work. But actually, before we start before we start round 4, I'm going to go ahead and weave in my ends. The only reason I like to not weave in my ends until the end whenever I'm not on camera is because sometimes it just, once you get one done and you look at it and you're kind of like, I do not like this color placement at all. So you want to redo it, and one way to help with that fight is to not weave in your ends till the end, but I'm pretty sure I'm confident with the way my colors are going to turn out. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and get my ends weaved in real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got all those ends weaved in, and now I'm going to get my next color, get a slip knot on my hook, plenty of end to weave in. Alright, now make sure the last round you worked, the double crochets are facing away from you. And, oh, I gotta turn my notepad. Alright, so into any of the chain one spaces, if I could get my, there we go. We're going to attach with a slip stitch, chain one, pull that tail tight, scooch it over, and we're going to go right back in there with 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Jump to that next chain one space, 3 double crochet, and now we're going to chain 2. Jump to that next chain one space, 3 double, and now we're going to go back and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 double crochet into the next chain one space, 2 and 3, and now we're going to chain 2. So the only difference with this round is we're working a chain 3, chain 2, chain 3, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the next chain one space, and chain 3, 2, 3, 3 double into the next chain one space. I messed that up. Okay. 3 double. I did it again. There. Okay. 3 double. And we just did 1, 2, my third one's a little wonky looking, so now we're going to do the chain 2 and 3 double. So we're going to repeat this around, and you should end. So you repeat, we just did, how many did we do? 2. So we'll have 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and we're going to end with the 3 double crochet in here, chain 2. And if you're off, like if you work the last 3 double crochet right here and you end with a chain 3, something is off, so I'd stop and go back and look. We have a chain 3, chain 2, chain 3, chain 2, chain 3, chain 2, and we're getting ready to work the chain 3 and just keep following it around until you have it to where you're ending with that last set of 3 double crochet, chain 2. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and repeat this around, and I'll be right back. Alright, I repeated that around. I did my last 3 double crochet and I ended with that chain 2, and now I'm going to slip stitch to my first double right here and chain 1, pull up a loop and cut. And that is the end of round 1, 2, 3, 4. So pull that out. I'm going to go ahead and just let these ends hang out for a little bit. So now we flip and get our next color, and of course mine's not open yet. So just a second. Okay, so I finished that. I got my new color open, and my helper has decided to insert himself. Alright, so I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook, and again make sure you got plenty of tail. And now we are going to attach into a chain 3. So find yourself a chain 3, and if you need to turn your work back to where the double crochets are facing you, find a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pinch it and turn my work over. That's where I'm going to attach into. Right into that chain 3 and chain 1. Pull that tail tight. How did you wrap yourself up in my yarn? Can you just, there you go, lay there. Your hair is everywhere. All right, so for round 5, into the chain 3 space that you attached into, we're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. I should have worked over that tail, but that's all right. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and right back in there with 3 more double crochet. Church, come on. I don't want to crochet through your cat slobber. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, I got his attention off of my working yarn and onto different. All right, so we've got the 3 double, chain 1, 3 double. Now we're going to chain 2 and jump to the next chain 2 space, and we're going to work 3 double crochet into the chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, and now into the next chain 3 space, we're going to work the 3 double, chain 1, 3 double. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, scooch it over and go right back in there with another 3 double. 2 and 3, chain 2, into the chain 2 space, we're going to work 3 double. 1, 2, 3, chain 2. Now we're to our chain 3 space. My chain right there is a little wonky, but there's chain 3, so we're going to work our 3 double, chain 1, 3 double. Chain 1, right back in there with 3 double. All right, chain 2, jump to the next chain 2 space and work our 3 double. Chain 2 into the chain 3 space, 3 double, chain 1, 3 double. Chain 2 to get you to the next chain 2 space, 3 double. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around, and I will meet you when I get to this last chain space right here, okay? I will be right back. All right, so I repeated that around, and I ended with the 3 double crochet into the chain 2. So I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch to this first double crochet right there. Slip stitch, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. Pull that out and flip. I'm going to go ahead and just let my tails go for this round again, and I'm going to get my next color, which I think you'll be glad to know I already opened off camera because I learned from the first 15 times. Alright, I'm going to grab my strand, and now this is round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, round 6. We are going to attach into any of the chain 2 spaces. Come on now, if I could, there, got it. All right, so now into any of the chain 2 spaces, right? So the chain 2 between our sets of doubles, attach into any of the chain 2 spaces with a slip stitch, chain 1, pull that tail, and we are going to work 3 double crochet back into the chain 2 that we attached into. All right, now we're going to chain 2, jump to the next chain space, and work 3 double. I messed that up. Chain 2, jump to your next chain space for 3 double, 2, 3, chain 2, next chain space, work your 3 double, and that's what we're going to repeat around. 3 double crochet into each chain space, chain 2, jump to your next chain space, 3 double crochet, and repeat that around, okay? Chain 2. All right, so I'm going to meet you when I get to this last chain space. I'll be right back. All right, so I have repeated that around, and if yours starts to kind of want to bubble a little bit, just lay it down, give it a good stretch or a good pull, get all those stitches to lay right, because crochet doesn't like to lay in a circle very well, so especially if it's got holes. All right, so to finish this round off, I'm going to work my last chain 2 and slip stitch to my first double, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. Pull that out and flip it. Okay, so now I'm starting my color sequence over again. So I'm going to go back to my yellow, and for round 7 I'm going to get a slip knot on my hook. You know the drill. Make sure you have enough tail to weave in. Turn my pattern notepad. Alright, so for round 7, we are going to attach into any of the chain 2 spaces with a slip stitch and chain 1, pull that tail, scooch it to the side, and we are going to work 4 double crochet into the chain 2 space that we just attached to. And I already chained 1, right? Yeah. Alright, so come on. 1. My stomach just growled. 2, 3, and 4. And now chain 2. Jump to that next chain space. 4 double. Huh? 4, chain 2, jump to that next chain 2 space, 4 double. You guys can see what we're going to repeat around, right? That's 3, 4, chain 2, 4 double into the next chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, jump to your next chain space. So repeat that around, and I will meet you when I get to this last chain space. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've repeated that all the way around. I ended with my last chain 2, so I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into my first, double crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut. And I am going to go ahead and stop here and get caught up on getting these ends weaved in, and I'll be right back. Churchy hair. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got all those ends weaved in, and now we are ready to start round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so get a slip knot on your hook. Alright, now into any of the chain 2 spaces, we are going to attach with the slip stitch, chain 1, pull that tail tight, and scooch it to the side, and we're going to go right back in there with 3 double crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, scooch it over, 1, 2, 3, and we are going to chain 2, jump to that next chain space, and we're only going to work 3 double crochet into this chain space. 1, 2, 3, chain 2. Into the next chains 2 space, we're going to work our 3 double, chain 1, 3 double, 2, 3, chain 1, scooch it over, 3 double. Chain 2, into the next chain 2 space, 3 double crochet. So that is what we are going to repeat around. Let me get this done. Alright, chain 2, 3 double, chain 1, 3 double, chain 2, 3 double into the next chain space, chain 2, 3 double, chain 1, 3 double into the next chain space, chain 2, 3 double, chain 2, 3 double, chain 1, 3 double, chain 2. You guys can get it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys work that all the way around. And when we get to this last chain space, we should come up with the 3 double crochet by itself and then the chain 2, okay? So I will come back once I get those 3 doubles done. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back and I repeated that around. So now I'm going to end with my chain 2 and slip stitch to the first double, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut, and flip, and we are on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, round 9. So round 9, I am back to my copper color. Go ahead and change. Alright, slip knot on your hook, enough tail, and we are going to attach into any of the chain spaces. Doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go right into the chain 1 right there. Attach with the slip stitch, chain 1, pull that tail, push it to the side a bit, and we are going to go right back in there with 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, jump to the next chain space, 4 double crochet, and that's what we're repeating all the way around. 4 double, chain 1, jump to the next chain space, 4 double, chain 1, jump to the next chain space, 4 double, and that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. So I will get mine done off camera real quick and I'll be right back. I'll meet you once I work those 4 double crochet in that last chain space. So I will be right back. As soon as I hit record, something went off. I don't know what that was, but okay, so I have made it all the way around. I worked my 1 chain right there, and now I'm going to slip stitch to the first double crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, and flip. I'll pull that out. And if yours is still, again, wanting to like bubble up like this, don't worry about it. Just get those stitches to shift around. And now we're going to go to round 10, right? Is that 10? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So number 10 is going to be pink. All right, so 10, we are going to attach into any of the chain spaces with a slip knot after you get a slip stitch on your hook. Just go anywhere. Chain 1. And the the only difference for this round and the last round is that we're going to work a chain 2 instead of a chain 1. So it's the only difference. So this round is 4 double, 2, 3, 4, chain 2, 4 double into the next chain space, chain 2, 4 double into the next. I hate it when that happens. That drives me nuts. All right. And I just realized that's only 3 double crochet. It's supposed to be 4. Well, dang it. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it. Nobody's going to notice. All right, so go ahead and work your 4 double, chain 2, 4 double all the way around, and I will meet you guys when I make it all the way around into the last chain space. Where are we at? The last chain space. I'll meet you right there. Okay, so I have made it all the way back around, and I worked my last 4 double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch to the first double crochet. Oop, not single. Slip stitch, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut, and flip your work. And now for round 11, change color back to my green. And get a slip knot on my hook, and we are going to work into any of the chain 2 spaces. We're going to attach with a slip stitch, chain 1, pull that tail to tighten it down and slide it over, and we're going to work 2 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and now we're going to chain 2 and jump to the next chain space and work 2 double. I said that wrong. It's 2 double, chain 1, 2 double. Did I say that, or I don't remember. Chain 2. So it's 2 double, chain 1, 2 double into the chain 2 space, chain 2 to get to the next chain 2 space. Alright, so 2 double, chain 1, 2 double, chain 2, get to that next chain space, 2 double, chain 2, 2 double, chain 2, get to that next chain space, 2 double, chain 1, 2 double. Alright, so go ahead and repeat that around, and I'll meet you at that last chain space. Okay, I have repeated that around, and I'm going to work my chain 2 and slip stitch to my first double crochet, chain 1, pull up a loop, cut it, and this time we're not going to flip. This time we're going to leave it to where this is round 11, so round 12 is going to be facing the same way. And the reason why we do that is because that keeps row 1 facing forward. Alright, so I'm going to get my next color, and we are going to attach with a slip stitch. After you get a slip knot on your hook, we are going to attach into any of the chain 1s. My chair is there. Okay, we are going to attach into any of the chain ones in the, I'm just going to call it the shell, or the set of doubles. So into any of the chain one spaces, attach with the slip stitch and chain one. Pull that tail down, pull it to the side, and we are going to work 5 double crochets right back into that chain one space. 1, 2, 3, scooch it over, 4, 5. Chain 1, and we're going to come down to the chain 2 space and work a single. Chain 1, 5 double crochet into the next chain 1 space. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, come down and single around that chain 2. Chain 1, 5 double crochet into the chain 1. 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1, come down and single around that chain 2, chain 1, 5 double into the chain 1 space. Alright, so that is what we're going to repeat around, okay? 3, 4, 5. Alright, so it's your 5 double, chain 1, single around your chain 2, chain 1, 5 double into the chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet around that chain 2, chain 1, 5 double into the chain 1 space. Alright, so I want you guys to repeat that around, and I will meet you at the last 5 double crochet, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have repeated that around. I worked the last 5 double crochet into my chain space, so now I'm going to chain 1, come down here, work 1 single, chain 1, and come back and slip stitch to the very first double crochet. I wasn't sure I was in there. Chain 1, pull up a loop, and we cut, and we're done. So now I am going to weave in my ends. I am really happy with how this came. Excuse me. I'm really happy with how this came out. I love the colors. So I am going to stop here, and I'm going to get all my ends weaved in, and when we come back we are going to pick out which ones I'm going to put on which bags and glue them down. Alright, so I will be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I have all those ends weaved in. I got my glue here. Now what I'm going to do, let me get my hook out of the way. I want to figure out which granny circles I want on which bag. So I have 3 here. I have this larger canvas tote, and like I said in the intro, I got these from Hobby Lobby, and if you catch them on sale, they're like $2 a piece. And then I got this smaller black one. Why did everything just get so blurry? Okay, that should be better. Anyway, and then I have this smaller white one. So, let's see. I want to get them all on camera for you. Now this canvas, or the beige one, it has a seam in the middle right there for a pocket in the front. So I'm not sure if I could, I think it'll be alright. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Okay, so there's my white one. Scooch it over, and here's my black one. Now I have this little one that I made using size 10 thread, and I love the colors of this, but it's just too small. Well, you can't tell it on camera, but in person it's too small to go in the middle. So what I thought about doing was going like off-centered on one side, like glue this down on this side, and I really like it with this white, and then on the other side glue down a bigger one, maybe not that one, but I will say I probably will not be using this one because I don't like this one. So, well, I might on maybe the back of a bag or something. But anyway, I really like the way that little one, what did I do with it? I just, Yeah. I really like the way this white one looks with this little, let me get all this out of the way, this little circle just on the side. I think that's really cute. Maybe bring it down a bit. I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and open my glue. I have a link in the description box for this that I got from Joann's. For Pete's sake. There. Pop that open with my scissors and just wipe the glue off on the granny. Alright, now I'm going to cut. I don't want to use those scissors. Just a second. Okay. Cut this little tip off. Woo. Alright. Make sure I got my back. Now I want to make sure round 12 the double crochets are facing away from me, and I am going to squeeze from the bottom first. Got to get this area full of the glue. Oh, there we go. So I'm just gonna dab around the center. So what I'm doing, if you can tell, is I'm dragging the glue across the stitches and not over the space. So I'm like zigzagging. I almost need more to come out. Like I should have cut the hole bigger. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. This is probably gonna make a huge mess. There we go. Sorry, I hadn't even looked at my camera. I hope it wasn't all in a shadow. Ooh, don't do that. Oh, and I just realized my air conditioner kicked on. I forgot to shut that off before I started filming. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Alright, now I'm just gonna go make sure I get every one that's on the from row 12. I love the smell of this glue. Trying to, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go in that center, go around round 2 again. All right, now put the lid on. That's not the lid. Oh no, does this have to come off? What? Okay, well anyway, that's weird. Set that to the side. And now I am going to lay this the best I can right where I want it to go. Just like that. Yay, that looks great. All right, so now I am going to, let's see, I have my old notepad that has all of my coffee stains and all of my rough draft designs in, and I'm just gonna lay that right on top. So if the glue gets on the notepad, I'm perfectly fine with it. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to set this to the side so I can do my other ones. Okay. So now, I'm going to do this black one. I have a lint roller here to try to keep the lint off of it. Alright, so now, which one do I like on here better? Yeah, I think I'm more partial with the pastel colors on this beige one and this on the black one. And then one of these two can go on the other side of the white one or the other side of the beige. I like this one on the black one. I think that's really cool. All right, flip it over. So round 12 is facing me. Get my glue back. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me glue all this, but so I'll be right back. Okay, so I got a bunch of glue added to this. So I'm going to flip this over, try to get it as centered as I can. And luckily this glue just picks right off, so once that dries I'll get that off there. Made a bit of a mess with this one. Alright, so I'm going to let that dry and I'll come back. So now let's do that. Got it all over my fingers. Let's do this one. So, oh, wrong side. See that seam right there? I think it'll be okay if I just set this right like that. I like that. Alright, I'm gonna glue it and I'll be right back. Alright, so I got this one glued. Oh, I just stuck my finger in it. There. All right. So I'm gonna let that one dry. That looks good. I've got it all over me. I'm gonna let these dry and probably add a little more around the edge just to make sure it's pretty nice and secure on both of them actually. And then I'll go ahead and glue one on the back of that and go from there. So once these are all done and dry, I will come back, which will probably be the next day, and but you won't know that. It'll be like in 2 seconds for you. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. All of my glue is dried and I do still have my air conditioner on. I want to apologize if that bothers you at all. It's like 90-some degrees outside and I don't want to shut it off. But look at this. So this is completely dried on there. not coming off, and it moves with the bag, which I really like that. Just like that. And then here, watch this. So I'm going to take this old pair of tweezers I've had forever. See these little pieces of glue? Just going to pull these right off there. Well, see right there? Come right off. Well, you guys can see them, yeah. See that glue right there? And then you can look inside. See right here? Just gonna pick that glue out. There's a good chunk right there. Now I am holding down the stitch so it's not just pulling the stitch out or off of the bag, but I'm just cleaning it up a little. Now the black one you can see it, but the other ones you can't see the glue at all. I don't think that's glue. I think that's something else. Got all kinds of little strands. Okay, but anyway, so that's the black one. Here's this white one. And then here's the one on the back. So you don't see any glue at all. And then here's probably, I'm going to say, my favorite. And then I put this one on the back. So I am really happy. I think these are super cute. And it's, you know, when you're carrying around your project somewhere, it's a statement saying, hey, guess what's in this bag? All right, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, hit that thumbs up and let me know. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Which bag do you like the best? Do you like this one? Or do you like it on that side? Or do you like that black one? Or do you like this one? So this one's got the 2 pockets in the front. I like this one. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Check out my description box, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.